Oh. Oh. Hello? I think we were muted. I don't know why it started me out muted, but I'm glad somebody said that. I'm glad somebody said that. So let me start over. Rob, welcome in, and thanks for being in Tom's Army for 6 months plus with the XRP Predictor. Good to see you in here, friend. Crazy Paul, Swirl View, Brian, thank you all three of you for being in your first month of Tom's Army with that emoji badge of me being abducted by aliens. That really means a lot to me. Wales, Josie Wales, welcome in, and thanks for being in Tom's Army for 6+ months with the XRP Predictor. XRP King, David, Wade, welcome in. UK Phil, good evening, and thanks for being in Tom's Army for over 6 months with the XRP Predictor. Excellent. I'm glad you guys said you couldn't hear me. I didn't know that YouTube started my mic muted today. It does that sometimes. I got to pay more attention to that. There was an update. George, welcome in, and thanks for being in Tom's Army for your 2nd month with the Dusty's Outhouse Crypto News. XRP King, welcome in. I'm doing good, my friend. Doing good back home, as you can see in my most favorable of settings. Everything went good with my son at his appointment. But before we go any deeper, let me timestamp this. After I say hello, of course, to Trading with J-Ride, Tadaz, and the Gatman. Thank you, all three of you, for being in Tom's Army for over 2 years with the XP 589 Moon Badge. And yes, hit that like button like Trading with J-Ride said. And XRP Healthcare is definitely in a range right now. This is definitely, we'll take a look at XRP Healthcare today because I've been watching it the last couple days. And look where it's at right now. So it's in that desirable level. But XRP, we'll get into XRP and so much more. Good evening. 6:04 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on this Thursday, October 3rd, 2024. I'm XRP Future Millionaire, and I reside in the great state of Michigan. I do owe my due diligence because I got my first donation on Venmo, which caught me off guard because I was like, you got a donation on Venmo. So I want to make sure to pay it. Make sure I thank that person. So truly, I was like, what the hell? I was shocked. Let's see. I'll look at it after, but I know somebody sent me money on Venmo. I seen it earlier. $20. I can't remember who it was. But this evening, not only do we have to get into XRP, but can I say, did we not nail the retracement? Did
you wash your clothes and throw in the load?
Yes, they're in the dryer.
Okay.
Thank you. But did we not nail that retracement, ladies and gentlemen? We talked about, and in current times, if you move it on, but yesterday I think it was at like 51.3. In current terms, it's at 51.11. But we nailed that retracement. Does this not look like, and look at this, and pay attention, everybody, right now, because I'm telling you right now, does this look like it could have? Now, if it bounces out here, is this the start of this inverse setup here? Because if we started an inverse head and shoulders here right on, and I circled this for everybody, we were talking about it yesterday. I came on live twice, and this was the target. Our target, I think I put 52 cents in the title, in one of the titles, but it had moved down throughout the last couple of days. And then we had 51 in the live yesterday. We talked about 51.3, I believe. Now it's at 51.11 that it bounced off of. But that definitely looks like it could be the making of an inverse pattern setting up here. And if it is, this is very bullish here, at least in the short term. Not from where it fell, because obviously there's a lot of ground to make up. But assuming you just bought it right here, you've been in it from lower, it could be a nice scenario here where it could start bouncing. However, there's a lot of things that are happening on a broader landscape here. Appeal going on until July 20 or until 2027. Yeah. Yep. But you guys, well, at least until 26 when the circuit court is going to rule on it. If it goes that far, remember, it can be rejected by the new judge on appeal for not having enough new evidence, and they can claim it baseless. But I think everybody needs to realize, do you guys realize that? Oh, well, no, there's no reason. But yeah, make sure to hit that like button. I greatly appreciate it. when I started, there was 15 people in here, and all 15 of you hit the like button. So I'm not going to look at the anybody in here or how many likes or anything until 6:30, because I want to roll on that good 100% positivity. And then I'll put the pressure on my audience to make sure it stays at 100% ratio by the next time I look. So you've been warned. But isn't it spectacular to be able to be out in front of this market by that much, and not just be out in front of it? Look how much money we made on Friday into Saturday and Sunday, and then just backed away. We had a leverage trade. We backed out of it after at 65 and what, 65.5, 65.4. I didn't get the top. I missed it by almost 1 full cent. Literally 1 full cent on a 22x leverage trade. That was a 22% I lost out on. But I happened to make a couple hundred, so I don't really care about 22%. But anyhow, it's one of these scenarios now. Was it not our destiny to come back in here? Have we not been talking about this as a community for some time? About, and I've been waiting for this live to talk about something too. I can't wait. Look how this consolidated, but we got to get into something, a little truth here. I'm going to leave it up to the audience. Do you want to hear the truth tonight, or do you want me to bullshit it? I always tell you the truth, but when it comes to Ripple, do you want to hear the truth tonight about my belief, or do you want me to just not talk about the bad stuff with Ripple? I'll leave it up to you, because some people have already been lambasted enough that I don't want to hear anymore. Daniel, welcome in, and thanks for reading Tom's Army for over, I think that was 3 months now with the XRP Meteor. That's awesome. I'm missing a lot of people. I'm sorry. Jorge, welcome in, and thanks for reading Tom's Army for your first month with the emoji badge and me being abducted by aliens. XRP King says truth. I be killing. Thank you for being Tom's Army. For being a very trusted mod. Oh, so you want me to tickle your balls? I see how it is. He's a guy from the very beginning. He remembers the old lingo. Crazy Paul. Well, it's not really spilling the beans. Terry, welcome in. Papa says stay true. Kirley, welcome, and thanks for being in Tom's Army for over 1 year with the I Told You So badge. I will preach. I gotta be, ladies and gentlemen, I gotta stop you right here. I gotta be honest with something, and it pisses me off. And I was gonna talk about it in my update earlier, but I held back. I almost started talking about it because I wanted to be in a live setting. So hear me out. Does anybody here find it coincidence or bullshit or manipulation or a, cahoots with the SEC, and that was supposed to be handshaking and not, giving each other an old, what. But how ironic is it that the price of XRP rises, just hear me out, to 66 cents, just as Ripple's about to do the escrow dump? Pretty much, you're right. But the same time that the escrow dump's about to happen, we were able to call out that pump up. And all I said was it happens every single month, but this isn't the conspiracy. This is just the beginning. That it happens every single month so we can make a play on it, which it happened again. Then Ripple buys, right? They sell 1 billion tokens back into the market. They lock up 800 million, which means they'll sell 1 billion approximately, and they'll get the money for it. Then they bought back 800 million, and hear me out. Here's the big conspiracy part. Now, when they bought it back, my God, by some miracle, the price was back at just over 50 cents, right? And what happened to happen? The SEC did not wait until the end of the deadline on the 7th that they could have waited until, so everybody can stop with that assertion because they would have waited till the 7th if it wasn't the case. What ended up happening is they waited not before the weekend to do what the SEC normally does. They usually lambaste everybody on a Friday, so there's no questions going into a weekend. And they normally would have said, we're going to appeal this decision on Friday. But knowing that the escrow dump was about to happen and that Ripple artificially pumps up the price every single time so they can get top dollar for the dump, and knowing that Ripple restocks up 80% of it every single time for December of 2027, then the SEC decides, on Monday, after all of the Ripple dumping was done, that they were going to announce the appeal, which automatically dropped the price down. Now, Ripple gets to buy it back for not just a few cents saving. We're talking 23% from the top. It dropped. And some say it's Ripple's planning. Bull mahoolers. How could Ripple possibly have planned it out for the SEC to file the appeal right after they dumped the escrow, and they had all that free capital, knowing they were going to buy back 80% of it to lock up until December of 27? That's a fact. That means Ripple and the SEC are in cahoots, like I've said since 21, and they know exactly what's going on. This is a tailor-made plan because they know full well in the Fed and behind closed doors with Ripple, because hello, the only reason I invest with Ripple is because they work with who? The biggest of big, which means your most satanic of players. So if they're going to use it for that purpose, we've got to be invested in it so we don't get left behind. In the same way, you wouldn't want to get left behind from a new switch of an era. Like, this all goes hand in hand. The USA isn't ready to go digital yet because some players are left behind right now, big players. And they need to pull the rug out a little bit from USA and retail. So they got to make it a slow merge here. So what do? Oh, Ripple. Brad, Chris. Notice Chris is about to start his own damn token now, a new one. So they tell him, hey, you know, it's not time yet. And I know it sucks, but you guys are making a shitload of money off of this anyhow. We're just going to make it look like we're going to appeal. You know, we didn't got nothing new, so there's no point to it. It's baseless. And what the public doesn't know is we're not technically appealing the decision. We only care about the monetary amount. So they're not even appealing the actual decision in a sense, if you actually think about it. They just want more money. So when you start thinking of it in that way, I'm just saying. So what I'm saying is Ripple and the Fed and the United States government, whoever you want to put at the top, are working together. It's that simple. Exactly. You're 100% correct, 777. The same thing as silver. That's happened in this country for eons. It's true, because look how many people refused, even in my audience, to buy silver when it was at 16 bucks in late 22 because they were talking about the manipulation. You see, that's a better reason to get it. Now it's up 100%, but that manipulation is going to bring us home, folks. And by the way, B2 Gold had a strange end of the day. It was at like 305, and all of a sudden, like the last 1 hour of the day, it went up to 311. I'm like, what the hell is going on? Something big's going to happen. Something big's going to happen. But does that make sense? Does that make sense? I think it makes sense. I think that's what's going on. I really do, and isn't it? It really grinds my gears. It's just amazing timing that would have happened. It's just amazing. And I absolutely believe it's all planned out. So don't give your hopes up, folks. That's why I say I only add to my XRP since 21 when we sold out and then bought back in 22 and 23. That's why I buy at sub 40, but that doesn't mean there's not an opportunity here. Look at the XRP Bitcoin pairing. That's what I'm looking at right now. Hardcore. Oh, and decoy. No negativity at all. This is the truth. See, this isn't negativity. This is what will allow you to persevere. See, this is actually constructive because I'm actually telling you what's going on without telling you what's going on. And after all, I'm not a financial advisor, so I'm just some guy sitting on his little broken down chair in his backyard. Yeah, I do need some more furniture. New patio furniture. It's run down. I haven't bought any new one. But guys and gals, when you get an epic breakdown like this, it's going to be hard to convince me unless they want to take this entire pattern from us that this is breaking down. I think it needed to backtest this. I've been talking about this for like a month. Back off now, says feelings leave chat. Oh, I'm pretty sure that's a good statement, because if somebody gets hurt feelings, like I always say, we don't play the victim here, we play the winner. We don't hurt people, we help people. We're not the victim, we're the winner. Positivity over negativity. In the darkness, will always be broken and exposed by the light. So there's no reason to worry. As long as you stay positive and true, everything's perfect. Oh, there's specific dates for the escrow drops every month, supposedly going to... unfortunately, Curly, yes, there are. Every single month it drops on the 1st. Every single month. And actually, the truth is it's locked up until December of 2027, which I've shared the documents with everybody many times and talked about this date many times. So if you ask me why I think the biggest run for XRP is going to be between 28 and 32, you know, just do the math. The more you listen to me, the more you'll know. And that doesn't mean we're not going to make a bunch of money in between. Guys and gals, like, the amount of money we've already made is disturbing. The amount of money that people don't even realize we're making, or that even some of you in my audience don't realize how much we're making by just doing what I talk about every single day. And yeah, some of this was done in 22, some of this was done in 23, some of this was done in 21. And if you just joined today, obviously it can't all be done tomorrow. And for some of it, it can't even be replicated. You can never go back to gold at 1600. You can never go back to silver at 16. And I'm pretty much willing to say that. Do I think gold is ever going to come back to 1600? No. Do I think silver is ever going to come back to 16? I would literally take all of the liquid cash I have and buy silver if it ever comes back to 16. So please, God, let it come to 16. Oh, I'm not getting pushed out. I laugh at this. That's right. Exactly. We just keep making money until the time's right. And look at commodities. Just the commodity side of it, folks. I turned 3,500 in from what XRP made me over the short term. When I made that nice trade and then some other trades over the years, as you guys know, it builds a portfolio, and I expanded some of it out into metals. B2 Gold drove me into First Majestic, and B2 Gold and First Majestic drove me in the first, Fortuna Silver Mines. That 3,500, some of you would be sick if you knew that's over 14,000 in current times now. That's in 3.5, 4 months. Just riding the commodities, and they're paying me a dividend the whole damn time. And that, you know, and I've had the strategic buy and sell, but I've been so transparent that I don't even feel guilty. Don't even feel guilty. And that, you know, and that's like the members of Tom's Army. They wonder what they're doing for me. Well, you're making it so right now we don't have to show an ad. So we don't have to show an ad. And I'm not going to pay any for no bullshit sponsorship to have to do some sponsorship for somebody. But I would have YouTube ads on. If you're watching the rerun on the live, there's ads. Because I need to make some revenue. And then I also need YouTube to actually promote my content. They're not going to do it if they're not getting something for it. And the only thing I can give them is my revenue. You know, is my community, basically. So then after the live is over, rerun, the live, the ads come back on. But I find it very disturbing to have the ads on during the live. Then there's like, every fucking 3 minutes, there's an ad. I don't sign up for that, but YouTube takes full advantage of the lives. You know, that's where most of the money comes in for YouTubers, is during the live with the ad revenue. But I'm fortunate. I've got like 164 people currently in Tom's Army. It doesn't sound like a big enough number, though. For having 25,100 people in my audience, I have exactly as many people in Tom's Army, maybe 10 more than I had when I had 15,000. So, you know, but we're remaining strong in a bear market. But look at this pattern formation. Does that look like one that's about to break down, or does that one look like one that could possibly pull around like I'm showing? If it breaks down, 41.8 cents is what's going to end up happening. I don't want to go back there. Some people ask why. For one reason. Do you know how hard it is to drop, come around, and pull something like this if it's going to pull out to emulate that again? Then it would have to drop, come around, come up, come around, back up, back down, back up. How about we're just done? How about we're just done? How about maybe this is the time XRP shows its testicular fortitude. Maybe now's the time, because everybody is giving up hope. And they're like, oh my God, the SEC suing Ripple every single month. They finesse us and they steal our money. I'm tired of it. And this week is the most I've ever seen anybody say how much they're just done. Somebody actually said they sold their XRP to buy SEI. And I'm going to have to stop you right here, ladies and gentlemen. What the hell does it matter with XRP if you want to buy something else? I don't just own XRP. So by everybody's logic, I would have to sell XRP to hold my mining stocks. Or I'd have to sell XRP to hold XRP healthcare. or DGB or some of the, I mean, what the hell is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Can you explain this logic to me? Why would you have to sell your XRP to hold something else? Like, everybody's always like, huh, XRP only made me 40%, but I hold this and it made me 300%. Congratulations. By having testicular fortitude, we had XRP and we bought AMP, and what took some of you 3 months to make on some of these you always bragged to me about, did we not make 300% on AMP in about 2.5 days and sold it? We've had our rallies with a lot of things. Did we not make like 300% on Algo? 300% on Zillion? I mean, come on now. You don't need to sell XRP to own the other. Now, if you're telling me that you're too broke to own both, I can understand that. That's what I need to know. If you're too broke, well, that's a different story. Because then you're not, like what I always tell people, if you only have, and I know it sounds crazy, like when I started, I only had like 3,500. The majority in the first bit went into XRP. The more I started making money, I started branching that out to where now 3,500 or 4,000 or 4,500, whatever I decided to put into it now when it came back down to 38, because I added some. But I'm able to branch out, and that's what you're trying to do as an investor. You're not looking at it as, oh man, I can only own this. That's only in the beginning. So I had a successful 21 in that cycle. The short cycle XRP gave us for 3 weeks, and I had the wisdom to sell after it made the peak. Well, not quite the peak, because I missed out on the peak by about 20%. I sold at $1.66, and it got to $1.98. So, but I sold on the right shoulder, and I knew it was, and I'm like, oh, for heaven's sake, this sucks. I'd be killing it, no offense, but I think it's ballsy for you guys to talk about Crypto Hawk in my community when the guy literally on a private live stream to his members, paid members, threatened to come to my house and kill me. That's not a joke. So the fact some of you still listen to him knowing that is mind-boggling to me. It's almost a slap in the face. But I wouldn't listen to anything that guy says. I told you his steroidal side got the best of him and he came after me. Which I thought was funny, because if he even came fucking 50 feet within my house, I'm well armed. Not just with ammo, but with karambits and swords, and I'm not the right person to come to my house. So, it's not a good thing. But I was like, holy crap. But no, it's fine. I actually like what he does, so I actually laughed it off, and everybody's like, you should, I'm not calling nobody. He said something, that's fine. It's verbal. Unless he shows up at my house and I got to take care of something, I really don't give a rat's ass what he says. He's entitled to what he wants to say. He don't like XRP Future Millionaire. That's an indictment on himself, because he knows I'm telling the truth and he's trying to hide behind it. It's all good. Oh, I think he's a great guy. What have I said a million times? I've said I don't know why he was so mad at me, just because I said he had a little steroidal rage. And I got mad at him, and I remember because there was a girl in my audience who's still in my audience that he literally lambasted her. Like, he made her feel so small to the point where she wasn't going to trade crypto anymore. She found my community. She's been in Tom's Army for a very long time now. And, you know, that's how I found out, and I was not very happy about it. And then I just kind of exposed him for who he was. Not in a bad way, just... This guy lost everybody a bunch of money, and he told everybody in 21 that it was... But anyway, I don't want to go down that road, you know? But I do think I think he gives good knowledge still. I actually think he's a good guy. Am I even allowed to say that about somebody who wanted to kill him? I actually do, because he didn't want to kill me. He just said it. How many times have you said in your life, that motherfucker, I'll kill him? You know, I'm just saying. That's what I'm saying. You know, that's just somebody speaking. That guy is like, he comes down to me like a family man. So, I don't have any ill will. I actually think he does a service, except when he hides behind the paywall, you know. But, you know, that's something anyhow, let's get past this. I just wanted to make my point real quick. Anyhow. You don't have to believe me. You don't have to believe me, Amber. I really don't give a rat's ass what you believe. Make sure to hit that like button, though. It's not my job to make you believe. The universe knows what's true, and so do I. To you. So the interesting thing is here. And first, let's look at the Crypto Fear and Greed Index. Let's look at the crypto fear and greed index. It's back into fear. What do we always say? The fear is when you want to buy. The greed is when you want to sell. If you don't know anything else about crypto and you're just trying to trade, this is the #1 index to trade. You accumulate during fear and you unload during greed. It's a very simple process. It's a very simple process. Look at here. September 30th, greed, 63. Had you have accumulated on September 17th at 33 fear, you could have sold it somewhere around September 29th at 63 fear, or greed, and then you could have bought it back at 37 fear on October 3rd. But yeah, the fear is actually what makes it all go round. That's so funny. But yeah, you know, to each their own. So Ripple transaction volume skyrockets, but what does it mean for XRP price? So whale transactions over 1 million hit a 6-month high on October 1st, suggesting accumulation following XRP ETF buzz. This week, Bitwise registered a trust entity called XRP ETF in Delaware. The following day, the asset manager filed an S-1 form with the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission, a necessary step for companies aiming to launch a new security and list it on a public stock exchange. As a result, the optimism surrounding a potential XRP ETF has triggered a dramatic increase in the crypto assets on-chain transaction volume. The volume reached 2.39 billion, the highest. That's interesting. Isn't that interesting? The volume hit 2.39 billion as XRP's market cap lost about $1 billion. Pretty cool. Not, but I mean, it's interesting. So that means how much of retail actually sold out and how much of this is by design. I mean, think about it. So the highest level seen in 8 months, according to crypto enthusiast platform or analytic platform Sentiment's latest insight, this suggests increased trader activity and possible institutional accumulation. The latest data reveals that XRP's 30-day MVRV, which measures the average returns of traders over the last 30 days, has dropped to negative 9.2%, the lowest level in 2 months. Historically, such negative sentiment and poor returns may indicate an opportunity zone where the market is under stress, but the downside risk is reduced. This is often a point where experienced investors begin to accumulate, expecting a recovery as sentiment improves. Strengthening the bullish outlook, October 1st saw 145 whale transactions, surpassing $1 million, or surpassing $1 million. They certainly wouldn't surpass it, they would surpass. The highest in 6 months. This uptick in whale activity suggests that larger investors are either accumulating XRP or preparing for a strategic move. Such large-scale transactions often foreshadow market shifts and can serve as a key signal for smaller traders watching for directions. Social media sentiment surrounding XRP has turned strongly bullish, with the ratio of positive to negative comments reaching its highest point on October 1st. Following news of Bitwise's ETF filing and prior to the ETP one, despite a notable shift towards bullish enthusiasm for XRP in the market, Sentiment warned that markets often move counter to crowd sentiment, especially when enthusiasm runs high. Well, I'm not seeing much enthusiasm for XRP these days, but I'll be enthusiastic enough for everybody. Price-wise, the initial hype pushed XRP's value up, but as seen in the past with Bitcoin and Ethereum's ETFs, enthusiasm can be short-lived if prices tank after the initial announcement. The SEC's decision on the filings gets delayed, or actual adoption does not meet investor expectations. Despite whale activity, increased transaction volume, and negative average returns suggesting a potentially bullish outlook, the anticipated rally might not occur until market optimism fades and traders experience frustration or impatience. Ironically, the price... What are we going through right now? Frustration and impatience. Ironically, the price surge traders are waiting for may only materialize once crowd sentiment cools down. I think crowd sentiment is at an all-time low right now amongst retail. Honestly, this is the worst mindset I've seen out of retail traders in my entire 3 years on YouTube. Since I've not missed a day since March 28th of 2021, I believe was the day. And this is the worst sentiment I've seen. Absolutely, Lucky. Absolutely. Casper, you're joking, right? What do you mean? Who the hell talked about Casper? I like Casper, but who was even talking about Casper? I do like Casper. I think it's a sleeper. But somebody brought it up as if it was something relevant. I'm just wondering what was the reason. So the filing also comes as a delegate time for XRP and Ripple. On Wednesday, the SEC announced its intention to appeal a federal judge's decision in the ongoing case against Ripple. Over a year ago, the judge ruled that while the San Francisco-based blockchain company's institutional sales of XRP breached federal security laws, its programmatic sales to ratio did not. I'm going to hit the I'm going to check after this next sentence to see how many people are watching and how many likes. Remember, when I first started like 33 minutes ago, there was 15 people watching and 15 likes. Let's see if the ratio stayed at 100%. If me pressuring you helps it get back to 100%, or to see if we even have any people watching. I feel like we've got some people watching. I don't know how many. So over a year ago, the judge ruled that while the San Francisco-based blockchain company's institutional sales of XRP breached federal security laws, its programmatic sales to retail exchanges did not. The SEC's attempt to file an interlocutory appeal against the summary judgment was rejected by the judge. 135 people watching. I figured there were some people watching. The comments, there's just a variety of people here this evening, and I like seeing it. Absolutely. The longer it takes, it's funny, but everybody always gets mad at me. But what is my date, everybody? 28 to 32 is my target, but 2028, I think, is when the real fireworks start. I've done my homework on this lawsuit and how far it can go out. I've talked about it for a long time in 21, the worst case scenario. And we're getting in, maybe not the worst case scenario. You are the true XRP King, Tom. Spot on earlier this week. Yeah, I appreciate that. You know what makes me the happiest is over the last 7 calendar days is the fact before last weekend, before the escrow dump, I showed everybody at 58.50 the leverage trade you could take out or spot trade and where to put the stop loss. Never even came close. And it was a minimal risk. And then it ended up panning out to go all the way up to 66. My target for everybody was at 63.9, but obviously it rallied over that, so we didn't have to worry because it held 63.9 for a long time until it was ready to come back through. But then what makes me even happier is we didn't get caught up in the bullishness. I said I still expect XRP because I said if bearish, I expect it to hit 63.9 cents and then come back down. But I was expecting that 52, and then current times yesterday we said 51.3, and today it's at 51.1. But like, I really do try to do a little strategic thing. If you're new here, I try something different. The truth. I try the truth. My videos. You know, before this weekend, let's go back just 7 days. XRP plus 7% to 62.6. That's before the initial 7% up there. And then, obviously, it went up, and then we started talking about the push-up. The lives were even better because, you know what? I don't need to justify it. I don't really care if anybody believes me. If you want to look at my past videos, you can. I really don't care at this point. I just think 25,100 people, so I know you believe me. I've gotten 1,300 new subscribers in the last 7 days. Today it slowed down, but it was an incredible jump from 23,800 to 25,100. Like, my jaw hit the floor. I couldn't believe it. But if you're trying to trade XRP even, go to my homepage, and literally I make this so easy. You see where it says BITUNIX? Click on it. You got BITUNIX HOTCOIN, and you can trade XRP spot on both, no VPN or KYC, the lowest fees you're going to find on both. Well, at least for me in the USA, but you can trade it worldwide and in every state in the USA. No more excuses here. They both have licenses in the USA. Leverage trading, I love both of them, but HOTCOIN can be a little more pricey. However, they have more ecosystems, and a lot of times you'll be capped at 75x on some of them on BITUNIX, which is far and exceeds what I'm doing anyhow. But on BITUNIX, they'll give you, or I mean on HOTCOIN, they'll give you 125x a lot of times. Why do I tell you where to trade or how to do it? Because I don't want you getting stuck on uphold and having to pay bullshit fees when you can swing trade and it'll cost you $2 to $3 even if you're using several $1,000s on a spot trade. You shouldn't be spending 80 or 150, or God forbid it happens to you like me in 21. I was in Uphold, and my XRP, when I sold it for around 14 grand or whatever it ended up being, cost me almost $1,000 to make that sale. I was mortified. Fucking mortified. And I was so stupid back then that I didn't realize what I was doing. So I actually did it. I didn't send it to another exchange. You know, so learn from my mistakes. Don't give the house the money for free, for Christ's sake. Nope, no tobacco. I don't smoke tobacco. I don't know, I just don't like tobacco. I'm not saying I've never smoked a cigarette, but I don't smoke cigarettes, you know. And I've not even hit a cigarette in years, you know, just hitting one randomly. So, since before I started this show, that's for sure. But yeah, you can go there and just, it's so simple. Just click on it, it'll bring you right to the link. And it, don't give the whole reason I talk about this, don't give the exchange the money. If you're gonna give it to anybody, if you want to donate to somebody, donate to me for my time. It's that simple. We haven't had a donation here during this live. Nobody's joined Tom's Army, not that I care. You know, that's not stopping me. I'm saying, or I'm not saying, I'm just for an example. So if you're gonna do something, make sure you give it to, you know, for a good reason. Don't just give it to the exchange for stealing. No, you don't want that. So XRP appeal case in focus, just for anybody who needs to be caught up, and then we'll go back to the charts. We've still got, oh, 23 minutes. We got a ton of time here. We'll check to see how many are with us in by about 6:50. I'll take another look. We got one special thing in between this and when we go back to the XRP chart, and it's something I do when we're blue in the audience, when people don't know what's going to happen, and ironically, Mark Caston may have gave it away while I was talking. Papa, wait a minute. 2 people gave it away, you bastards. You gave away my thought. How did you know? They just know me. XRP appeal case in focus as SEC's anti-crypto director Gruhl steps down. So SEC enforcement director resigned hours before the Ripple lawsuit appeal. There is now a huge uncertainty regarding the direction of the Ripple versus SEC case. The U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission, SEC, had filed to appeal a ruling that states XRP is not a security when traded on exchanges. And if you're going to relax, this would be a great time to relax with me. The flower has done good things for me since I broke my back at 23. It allowed me to get away from the pain pills the doctors tried to hoard on me, and yada, yada, yada. Just before the appeal, the SEC announced the resignation of Enforcement Director Gerber S. Gruhl. This news has raised discussions about the future of the SEC versus Ripple case. Gruhl's involvement in the SEC versus Ripple case. Gruhl served as the SEC Enforcement Director from 2021 and will officially leave the agency on October 11th. Oh, it's what a shame. What a shame. What a shame. This toke's for you, sir. Due to his regulation by enforcement strategy, Gruhl was often referred to as an anti-crypto director during his time at the SEC. His priorities were punishing offenders, adjusting fines, and ensuring that no one got away with breaking the SEC's regulations. Under Gruhl's leadership, the SEC handled over 2,400 enforcement cases, resulting in over $20 billion in disgorgements and penalties for crypto firms. And just to put it in perspective, 2,400 of them, they had $20 billion, but they wanted $1.2 billion from XRP alone. In just 3 years, Gruhl presided over 100 enforcement actions against crypto companies, useless money we throw away to the Fed. The ongoing legal battle between Ripple and the SEC is one of the most discussed cases under Gerber, like Gerber Foods for Babies. In 2020, even though it's spelled different, the SEC went after Ripple for selling unregistered XRP securities. Years later, Ripple and the Securities and Exchange Commission scored a partial victory in the case. The court ruled that Ripple was guilty of selling XRP to institutional investors, and the SEC demanded a $2 billion penalty. However, the blockchain company countered, blah, 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 who gives a rat's ass. I don't even want to read all of this. So, now that Gruhl has penned his resignation, markets participants wonder what will happen following this appeal. Sanjay Wadhwa, the Enforcement Division's Deputy Director, sounds like an integral person, will now take over as acting director. Sam Walden, another astounding character person, the Enforcement Division Chief Counsel, will take over Wadhwa's. I didn't know the tribal chiefs were back. Current positions as acting deputy director. Wadhwa has worked with the SEC for over 20 years and has a track record of taking tough measures against insider trading and market manipulation. This sounds like a whole bunch of bullshit to me. These guys, they just sound like a bunch of losers to me. I'm sorry. Are these people important? I mean, I know they have a role that seems to be important, but it sounds like a bunch of losers and what they're doing. It sounds like they're taking money away out of our pocket is what it sounds like. It doesn't sound like to me the exchanges would be paying the money. It sounds like we'd be spearheading the payments by way of higher fees on the exchange. Ring a bell. By way of the exchange just shutting down and going into bankruptcy and delinquency, and then we just lose our money. Man, oh man, it almost seems like they're trying to squeeze out the little man. Really, it does. Wow, Papa Wheelie, thank you so much for joining Tom's Army. One of the first to do it in the month of October. That is excellent. Thank you for being in Tom's Army for your first month, and I know it is because that's the emoji badge of me being abducted by aliens, and that is my face superimposed on there. I kid you not. Amber, if you're watching out in the abyss, she made me that emote years before I ever started on YouTube, and I turned that in to my 1 month badge as a thank you and dedication. It was awesome. Papa, I really appreciate that. I really appreciate that. Roy, I appreciate you as well being in Tom's Army for your first month as well. I know you're new to Tom's Army as well. Not too long ago. I love it. Friggin' love it. So at the time of writing, XRP's price decreased by 11.4% in the last 24 hours to 51.9 cents. However, and this is the money shot right here. Ready? If you need to know anything about this BS article, this is all you need to know right here. At the time of writing, XRP's price decreased by 11.4% in 24 hours to 51.9 cents. However, the trading volume sustained a 16.8% surge within the same time frame to 3.2 billion. That's important. That's important because if it was all sell volume, it should have pushed us right back through, which means let's see how we finish the day here. But if it doesn't push us back through and we get the close here, is no one seeing my messages? 7,000 Island, if I missed your messages, I apologize. I've been talking so much during this live that I never shut up, and some people say I should shut up so I can actually read some stuff. Sometimes the comments get away from me. I apologize. But if you want to comment, I'll try again. But ladies and gentlemen, you know what time it is, especially when I am apparently insulting my audience by not responding to their comments. Not on purpose, I might add, but on accident. But ladies and gentlemen, I know what time it is. Do you know what time it is? Ladies and gentlemen, the sunny days are here again. Oh, sunny days. Oh, what a day. Oh, sunny days. Oh, what a day. I wear glasses 'cause I can't see a motherfucking thing. Happy days. Oh, happy days. Oh, what a day. Oh, happy days. Oh, what a day. XRP will reign supreme. Let's just not get caught in the FUD. Oh, we're gonna crash and we didn't. Damn it, the sun was right again. Will he ever be wrong? I don't know. Son of a bitch. Will it ever go up? We're at the same price as when I started in 21. You know, when you think about it that way, that sucks. But it also is good because we made a lot of money since 21 buying and selling. But still, man, that's a big-ass cigar he's got. I was just about... I suppose it would be relaxation, wouldn't it? But yeah, it is. He definitely, he's stogied up today. I wonder if, you know, maybe one time we should be like, hey, he's got a little bit of shoes, you know. I don't know what, he kind of looks cool today. I like the sun. I like the person who said, God, we're so stupid. I love it. I told you, you can never emulate. You'll never find another community that emulates this. For one, they don't want to look as stupid as I do. Like, how am I supposed to get people to take me seriously on the charts if I do dumb stuff like that. Oh, by predicting not what's going to happen, by showing the formation so everybody can make a decision, by telling the truth. And by telling the truth, you gain more of an audience because people are just as stupid as I am. And the ones who are as stupid as I am, they understand the world a little bit deeper than most. And we're stupid in a different way. We're stupid because it's cool. So anyhow, somebody made me this. Your daughter isn't well, she's not feeling good, Tanya. Oh, that makes me sad. I hope she's, well, we're going to give her the positive vibes here. We want your daughter to feel weather for sure. I don't like hearing that. I know she likes sunny days, so I'm glad she at least got to hear that. But somebody made this for me when I said it clean one time, so we're going to play this too. Maybe at the behoove of Tanya, but I know her daughter likes it.
Sunny days, sunny days, here again. Sunny days, here again. Sunny days, here again. Sunny days, here again. I wear glasses 'cause I'm so cool. I can predict the charts. Sunny days, here again. Sunny days, here again. Sunny days, here again. Sunny days.
You know what time it is? It's time to buy more XRP October 17th eclipse. Hey, that's actually a good point. Okay, now I see why you wanted me to see. But the eclipse on the 17th, if you're into the astrology, could be something. Could be something. Her mom is definitely awesome. Indeed. Indeed. She likes it when I swear. Oh, well, that's fucking great. Oh, I just did that for her. But it's so like her mom. Yeah, I mean, I'm a full-blooded, well, almost a full-blooded Italian. See, my dad screwed up. I'm only 75% Italian. My mom was half Lebanese, so you know. But anyhow, it comes from there. But I'm glad she likes when I swear. Most people complain because their kids don't like when I swear, or they can't let their kids watch it. You know how our society is. We don't want anybody to know, or hear, or think, or see, or anything. Nothing. It's just one big fun time we're all having, right? We all just want to pay our taxes and go about our business. Said nobody ever. Let me just hand my paycheck over. I love how they call him Uncle Sam. You know why they call him Uncle Sam? Because if they told you who it really was, you'd all lose your nut. You lose your... All right, that's the wrong word in this context. You would lose your sanity. How about that? You would lose your sanity. Because if they told you the whole reason you pay taxes is so the central banks can just pocket it, or so the politicians can pocket it. Did I tell a dirty, dark secret here? You know, that's... I'm just saying. It's a disturbing situation we live in. If I ever told you that, hey, I know you got $1,000, but I didn't do anything to earn it, but you got to give me 25 to 40% of it, depending on how much you have in your pocket. You know? Please stick to TA not sing. Oh, you got my word on that. I am not a good singer. I can make some catchy tunes, but I certainly am not a singer. My son likes when I rhyme with stupid stuff, but that, you know, it's all that matters. But this, I don't know, ladies and gentlemen. This looks like a J hook. I've been saying this since 21. When you see a J hook, you better hope this bear flag doesn't play out, because if it's a J hook, my God, how big is that? My dear Lord. Holy. So, I noticed something disappeared on my chart. The EMA lines are not there right now. I do notice that. That's an astute observation I'm making, because I was going to say something and then Surely it's not even there anymore. Whoops. Surely it's not even there. Even though it is here. And now it'll be back. Of course, XRP is now not on my chart because I removed it on accident twice and then removed it and put it back. So now I got to go through this because TradingView is so awesome. But until you get something better, which we don't have, and we never will, this is what you get. But I mean, if it's going to do the ABC correction, would it be 45? Maybe. But where would it have to happen, though? Like, if we look at this, if we're looking, because you could look at the EMAs. We could look to see where technical traders are hiding. So the first rejection point of where they would look to sell first you look at the 30. Okay, so we're getting on top of the 20 days. So technically, this is our big moment right now. It looks like it's built out a small bull flag. This is where you should look at it. And technically, okay, one of two things can happen here. One, we could come up to the September 6th uptrend that was a support, which will get you somewhere around, in today's terms, 54.5 cents approximately. No, 54.8 cents. But if we get above that 30-minute, we get you back up here for a rejection. Now, one could argue that if we go into like the 2 hourly, that 20-day is right here. So that's at 54 cents. Let's just call it 54.3. So now if you go back to the 30, I mean, it kind of could catch you off guard. But on the other hand, what I'm seeing here is a little more bullish than bearish in the short term. Not in the long term. The long term, God no. But this very short term, because it did this extension, maybe it just comes up to 54.1 and does something like that. But I don't know, man. Dude, there, to plan that, I got most of the prisoners. It'll definitely get them. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Some people in my audience can see things for, see something. It's bullish to go to 42 still. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Absolutely. Look at that big bull flag. I mean, bull flag. Bear flag. Look at that big bear flag. Seriously. Look at the size of this thing. How close does that get us to that down, to the bottom? Came down, came up. I mean, you have a hard time telling me that, if you look at it in a longer time frame, is not a whole bull flag. I mean, a bear flag. So now, like we talked about, if that 54.15 hits, you'd have a drop down to like there. If it hits that man. Whoever said 57 to 45, I kind of like. I kind of like whoever, I like you either way, whether you said it or not. But I'm saying I like that thinking, because right now it does seem to have put in a small inverse, at least a pretend inverse head and shoulders right now in the short term, because we already got a beautiful left arm, beautiful head formation. The only question is this turn into the right arm? And if it does, we shouldn't have any problem coming back up. Maybe it could even come up there. I don't know about that far. You hope 42. I mean, if you hope 42, what you're actually saying is you're ready for a very long bear market. Oh, you heard me. For anybody who's begging for 42, be careful what you wish for. What have we tried to break for 7 years almost, folks? That level right there on the downtrend. If we lose this, you're getting ready for a very deep and miserable winter. Because I'm going to show you exactly what's going to happen if that plays out. Remember, this pattern has to end by December. Actually, it's a little bit after. It's in January or February. Remember, we've speculated how far it actually is. But if you look at it, it is actually just after December. But this pattern's ending soon. So look at this. The J-hook is my own terminology. We'll get to it in a sec. Actually, I'll finish this. The J-hook. So you ever see a golf club? Ever see how a golf club is? And I learned this, and I taught myself technical analysis, so I don't even know if a J-hook is actually in. Is there even a J-hook in technical analysis? I don't think there is. Somebody called me out on this before. And I said, you don't need to call me out on shit. I taught myself, so I know it doesn't exist. This is just my own terminology. So you know what J looks? Well, I look at it as, I call it a J hook. It's not actually a J, but it looks like an inside-out golf club. So you know, like you get a check mark and then it'll come down. So to me, that's like a bear flag. When you get what looks like a J hook, that's what I call a J hook. It doesn't exist. I don't think the terminology exists in technicals. Not that I heard of, but I do that too. See, Daniel, see, you understand what I'm talking about, because I don't think if somebody was taught how to do proper technicals, this isn't golf club my ass J hook. Exactly, but you got to be careful, because if it's not a J hook, what ends up happening, so if it's a J hook, you see how you have this W right here that looks like it wants to form, and then if it pulls up, you'd be like, well, how the hell didn't I see that W forming? If it's a J hook, it's a fake W that turns into a bear flag. And then it's like, oh shit. Right? And then it fills out that technical move. I just call it a J hook. And people used to make fun of me, but I think they appreciate it now when I call it. I never miss a moment to use the terminology either. See? So, and I am not a financial advisor, so that's why I can call it a J hook. Because what the hell do I really know? I got to use what fits my narrative after all. If I think it's going down and it's a bear flag and it's a fake out, well, it's a J hook. Okay. The pattern for December, if we hold, no. Hold on. We got to look at this, because that's the problem. Now that you know what a J hook is, if we come down here, let's say we lose this that we've had as our support or resistance for over 6.5 years, almost 7. If it falls between, my fear is you come all the way to 41, then you bounce around like this for a while. Now, again, I'm trying to show you something without showing you something, but I'm going to show you something, and don't blame me. I'm just the messenger that, you know, is showing you what could happen. So you see how I do that out. Now what, my friends, could be the worst case if this happened to play? What if it did this, right? Then it comes down and it plays something like this. What is this? What is that? And what if it goes bearish? Isn't that just a bear flag? So then you ask yourself, well, what the fuck, Tom? Well, then you can open up the door to this. Do you really want to go down here just to sneak another buy here, to risk a dive here? Or even worse, for God's sake, risk the dive here in worst case scenario? I don't think so. I don't. That would be the cryptic winner of all cryptic winners. Just saying. So we better be very careful what we wish for, because we worked very long and hard to get here. And if you come all the way down here, you invalidate that W reversal as well. I'm just saying, don't shoot the messenger. And the other thing, what we would invalidate if we come down there, is boom, 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 consolidate out. Couldn't that have been showing us the reversal right in front of us? So I like to show all of the stuff that can happen, so you all can make an educated and informed decision. But I'm gonna have to get going, folks. I do. It's been an hour. That's why it's been an hour. I know Julie's gonna be doing her thing with the feeding right now, so I want to go in and help her. So make sure you look in the video description below if you are looking to trade XRP worldwide, BITUNIX or HOTCOIN. Literally, if you're trading spot, you're not gonna regret either of them. Leverage trading, obviously, there's fees, but go to where it's cheaper. Do your thing. So have a blessed evening, everybody. I greatly appreciate all of you. I'm sorry that it went on so quickly and I went through this, and well, I'm not sorry, but we went through this quick. Or at least it felt quick. Bitcoin, we came through the key level of 64,499. We are in a megaphone pattern, but this looks a little bearish here. Unless this turns and it pulls up, we could find ourselves in the weeks to come at 47,000 for Bitcoin. We really could. So, but that's a megaphone pattern, which is bullish. To me, it is. It's a descending megaphone pattern, and it's on the handle formation of a big cup. So your singing catches me off guard. Oh, it always has. It always has, JOV. But you know, that's what makes me blessed, because whether it catches you off guard or it's the happiest thing you see, it makes you the happiest you are all day. Either way, it's getting me a response out of all of you. If you made it until the end, hashtag be better, do better in the comments. But I'm